And so he is one of them. Like, I am incredibly proud. um, so he worked with government for 22 years and private 23, 25. So he has experience in the industry for 45 years. And as growing up, I never knew that the work he did with health department was very instrumental, but I didn't know that. And so I attended the event, and all these people that were there all are like instrumental people who contributed to that industry were all there, and all of them were talking about what he had done, how he had started this. Him and the others who already left us, and he's one of them that still existed now. So they acknowledge his work, how he started, what he created, so that when they moved the supply procurement office from Sydney, when after like independence, and when they moved that to Papua New Guinea, he's the first officer to be the procurement. He started purchasing medicines outside for Papua New Guinea. He's the first officer, and I didn't know that. And then another one they talked about. So after that, when they went into health department and created the division and they started growing it, they him and his other officer went to Darwin University, and then they after training at Darwin University, they came back and they created the first ever catalog for the country. So that was done back in what year was that? Then? What year was that? I remember now. In the 80s, yeah. So in that time, but seeing them, learning about the work he did with health department was really an eye opening for me. Like I knew he worked with health department and we grew, around the area medical stores like here as kids, but I didn't know the work that he did was very impactful until I attended the event. And all the people were there. They were praising him for the work that he did and to what he is now today. And the current officers expanded to a lot of officers, but at the time there were just very few of them to initiate that office. And it's now brought us to this. So he was in the government and now in the private sector for this much years, still in that industry. So that's sort of a 50 years milestone for our family and for like the company is to have him serve in the industry that we all are part of this profession now and we are all part of it like personally as well. So yes, that's what had happened and I wanted to share that with you since you asked me to do so. Okay.
I introduced that I let follow that leader event because someone retired and another is going to take over. So I same I introduced it to people at the medical supplies. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming today. Maybe some of us and some of them are not here, but thank you everyone. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the presence of God because we come this far with the grace of God, by the grace of God. So, bene appena lui per acknowledge the presence of God. Sempre alla luz acknowledge the presence of my wife. It is a long journey we have. But I thank every one of you who've been part of our journey. But for me, 1975, I was at high school, also 15 years old at that time. 1965, 1975, I was 15 years old. And I am now 65 years old, so I'm in the retirement age. In a journey of our independence, we have two times. But let me say this before I continue. there are a lot of things that we choose in life. We make choices for our life. But there are some things that you don't choose. It is God's choice for your life. And one of them is to become a Papua New Guinea. You didn't choose to become a Papua New Guinea. God has chosen you to be a Papua New Guinea. You hear me? You hear me? I'm asking, did you hear me? That's the reason why being a Papua, you must embrace, you must be happy to be a Papua New Guinea. If you believe in so embrace and appreciate it, as a Papua New Guinea, I believe that God will bless your life. There's a lot of blessings for Papua New Guinea. And that is for Papua New Guinea. So that's very, very important to understand. The important is you have been chosen by God to be born here in Papua New Guinea and to be a Papua New Guinea. Let's give a clap to them. I also believe that. I always believe that I'm a Papua New Guinea. I'm chosen by God to be a Papua New Guinea. The other things I will not say that because we celebrate the 50th anniversary of our country. Your good times and bad times, but we have come this far by the grace of God. And many of you, I think, maybe some of you were born then before 75 or after 75, but most of you, I think, after 75, the year 75. So maybe you came in between the period. But for me, I was born before 1975, so I've really saw the change of our country coming this far. A lot of things have changed. Some are very good going bad, some bad coming to be good. That's the journey of life that we live in. So you must embrace and appreciate what's happening in your life. Totally, it's a choice that you do in life that affects your mood and shape you to be who you are in this country. So there's not a lot to thank every one of you. As you celebrate, when you go home, you are celebrating the 50th anniversary with your family, make sure you got yourself, look after yourself, look after your family in this time of I want to thank the management for providing this food for us. It is like it, but just to appreciate every one of us, every one of you here. Oh, as a family, I always say, we say family, so we as a family here. I think that we want to be praying for us and then we can go home early. So once again, thank you very so much. We've started well. We started well. With the journey of medical supplies and pharmaceutical industry, we started very well. Because we under the colonial government of Australia, because their funding and everything was more perfect at that time. But then because of after the independence localizing, we had a lot of problem issues. Still facing those issues today. They are not solved, and I don't know when it's going to solve. But that doesn't mean that we should not be doing our work. We are contracted to be distributors of medical supply for the government, and we need to do our best to ensure that our contract is effective in the delivery of supplies to our people. Never forget this. I have a motto in my life, and that motto is since I started every medical store, very young boy, the motto that I carry in my life is saving people is saving God. That was part of my life therefore in my activity, my work as a public servant over the years, that was my motto that really drive me in my work. Saving people is saving God. You may not be a pastor, you might be not a missionary, but when you save people with your heart, you're saving God. Never forget this. If you do so, believe this, I tell you, God will help you. That's the motto that I drive into every people here now. Even our previous staff in the distribution of medical kits and medical supplies, that's the motto that we drive. That's the reason why, regardless of how difficult it is, we still go and deliver supplies to the facilities. Though it's very difficult to go to those places, we'll still make our business to go to the because of the motto that we have. Saving people is saving God. So remember this in your work. Every time in your work, walks of life, remember this. Saving people is saving God. So on that note, I want to thank you, every one of you. And I will wish you the 50th Independence